This is a video to help show you how to use an angle ruler and protractor. First, let's look at how to use and hold the angle ruler. When you pick the angle ruler up, it is important that you can read these two words, angle ruler, on the ruler itself. If your ruler is upside down or backwards, then you will get inaccurate measurements and will have to remeasure from there. So flip it over and then you're ready to work. Things to remember are that these are two arms of your angle ruler and they will help you measure the angles. The arm that does not move is the arm that has all these numbers, or the ruler part itself. The arm that will move and give you the measurements is this arm. You're going to adjust it until you line it up and match the angle you're trying to measure, and then you will read the number that it is crossing through right here. Let's try this with question number 1 from your test. In question number 1, we're going to look at these two angles, and before we even start measuring, we're thinking, are they acute, obtuse, or right? In A, I'm noticing that this is more than 90 degrees, so this is an obtuse angle. That's going to help me check to see if my measurement is accurate. So I'm thinking obtuse. I'm keeping in mind that that means it should be more than 90 degrees. From there, I place my ruler down, and then I'm going to move this until it lines up with the second line. I'm trying to get it lined up as best I can here. And when I'm reading this, it is passing through this number, which is 120 degrees. Another way to measure is moving this so that the two arms are lining up with our vertex and the lines here. And that does not change the measurement of the angle. It still measures at 120 degrees. So this first angle from your test was 120 degrees for the measurement. Now if we look at angle B, I'm noticing that if I drew in the line right here, it would be less than 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees tells me that this is an acute angle. And that will help me when I actually measure. So now I'm going to take my angle ruler. I will line it up once again. And then I'm going to move the arm. And when I look here, notice these are all lined up. I have 60 degrees. That is what I'm reading on the angle ruler. Again, we can look at it in this form as well, where we line up the arms with the vertex and the two lines the best we can. Did not change the angle. It is still 60 degrees. Another tool we use when we are measuring angles would be a protractor. If you look at this right here, there are two sets of numbers on a protractor. So in this case, we really need to make sure that we are noticing whether the angles are acute or obtuse, and that will help us know which set of numbers to use. In this situation right here, I'm noticing that the angle looks to be smaller or less than 90 degrees. So this is an acute angle, and I want to keep in mind that means it is less than 90 degrees. So when I start to measure, I'm starting from this right here. That's going to be my 0. And I'm going to count up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The angle falls between 50 and 60. It's just about halfway, but not quite. The halfway mark would be 55 degrees. So since this is just before it, I'm going to call this angle 54 degrees. That matches that it's acute. I'm going to move on. Now if I look at this next angle, I'm noticing it is larger than 90 degrees, or greater than 90, more than, so it is an obtuse angle. I'm going to measure it, and I should know that it is more than 90 degrees when I measure. Again, I'm going to start at my first ray, this ray right here. I'm going to look all the way around. And because I know that it's supposed to be more than 90 degrees, I'm going to use these top numbers right here because the bottom numbers are smaller than 90 degrees. So these are the numbers I'm using. I notice that it falls between 90 degrees and 100 degrees. So right here would be halfway. That's 95. It's not quite there yet, so I'm going to call this 94 degrees. And that is how you use a protractor.